Robert and Dave got that southern charm. Let the laughter begin. From the morning funny to MAGA minute, ain't no better way to start your day the southern way, with a little joke and pray. We're just southern folks talking southern things. Front porch swinging where the church bells rang. From mama said to hump day news, we keep it real with down home views. Sunday morning in the Word, get that gospel flow. Prayer time calls, so let's let our troubles go. Come Monday night, mama said, is bringing the truth. And when it's night talk with Dave, man, you know it's getting loose. We're just southern folks talking southern things. Stories and sports where the good times hang. From SFP news to I remember that, we tell it like it is, and that's a fact. Got our veteran of the week, gotta show our pride. Pets of the week, bringing love worldwide. Talking paranormal, digging true crime. Southern fried stories all the dang time. So pull up a chair, y'all, and stay a while. Ain't nothing like that southern style. From the morning show to the soundstage band, it's SFP Live, won't you give 'em a hand? So pull up a chair, y'all, and stay a while. Ain't nothing like that southern style. From the morning show to the soundstage band, it's SFP Live, won't you give 'em a hand?
Good morning. Let me kill the music on that. How are you doing? Dave in the AM, a.k.a. the Cornbread Man, here early on your Monday morning from Studio A of the Southern Fried Studios as we broadcast live by the Southern Fried River as it gently flows along through the state of Georgia, emptying or coming close to right by Studio B in southwest Georgia. And emptying into parts unknown into the state of Florida. We don't know where. We're going to find out one day where that's at. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Work day, Monday. Maybe for you it's a Friday. Maybe you get off this morning, or I've already gotten off, and you are going to have a couple of days off. But for a lot of Americans, a lot of the world, it is a Monday. Maybe different time zones. Maybe your Monday hasn't arrived yet, or at least the time you leave to go to work. Or maybe you are well into your day. Maybe you are already well into your day, depending on time zone. We hope that you are going to have a great day. We're going to look at Monday blues this morning just a little bit here in just a moment. A few things about Mondays. You know, Monday's gotten a rap. Why? Why does Monday? Well, we'll look at some common sense and maybe some humorous reasons why Mondays are tough. And nobody, you know, if you go in and you're that guy, I do that sometimes. You go in, you're happy, smiley. Well, they just look at you like, you know, I could just take you out right now. You know, it really is a dragging back into the work week. And there's some things that go on. There's some physical things that go on that play into that. Well, just to knock some news out of the way, the president told Hamas that he would, he'd just destroy them. They had a 6 p.m. deadline Sunday evening, Washington time. They didn't accept. He did tell Israel to back off or to wait for the negotiations, there's some talks today in Cairo, Egypt. They went ahead and did some attacking as well. The hostages are still not released. News late last night was that they had told some Arab partners that they were going to take the deal. I think they're just going to be annihilated. I think they've just pushed this thing so far, as we covered on SFP News last night, that the president's had enough. And people, whatever people's belief is, just looking at straight on as a news story, Hamas is toast. At least in Gaza, they're not going to let Hamas have any kind of say so there. And we went through the president's 20-point plan last night for peace there, and really Hamas has no future there. So if they give up, they have to lay down their weapons. They can be integrated into a future Palestinian state in the future, but they have to make promises to not pick up weapons. They're not going to put up with it. They can get safe passage out to one of the member Arab states or something like that. So that is on the hot seat this morning. Of course, government shutdown still at the front of everyone's mind as well. Well, not really. I mean, most people don't care, but there's some, they'd like to see a deal get done. I think that, really honestly, both sides probably overplay this a little bit for most people. And it's not even the lead story anymore on most of your news cycles anyway. There is an interesting story, though, about related to the Middle East, that Marco Rubio said this headline: "Forget statehood, no hostages, no peace." And I said this last night: without the release of hostages, and Hamas has the power over this, there will be no peace. They can forget it. It's not going to happen. The president's 80th birthday is approaching. He's going to have historic UFC fights. He likes that kind of thing. And Pete Hegseth says he has the authority over the Caribbean strikes. You've probably seen some of the speed boats filled with drugs and bad cartel members. Well, they're no more. The drugs and the men were blown into smithereens. So he says, I have the power to make those strikes. Big headline this morning, President says Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac need to get, quote, get big home builders going, end quote. Well, we need housing. It drives the economy. Absolutely. And I could see where he would be interested in that. He says layoffs will start if talks are going nowhere. And U.S. urges allies to shun Cuba at UN. Cuba. So, and one more, there is a planned aid package for soybean farmers. That's kind of cool, especially we got to have soybean farmers here in the South, especially in Georgia, Alabama, Florida, I guess, maybe. He plans an aid package for U.S. soybean farmers while seeking trade deal with China. It's a significant aid package, they said, to help them survive China's boycott of American beans in response to his trade war, even as the president says he is still seeking a soybean deal with Beijing. But farmers are worried this time that time is quickly running out to reach a deal in time to sell any of this year's crop to their biggest customer. So there is a plan. U.S. farmers grew $60.7 billion worth of soybeans, or nearly 4.3 billion bushels in 22-23 marketing year, according to the American Soybean Association. Just over half were exported. Illinois is the top soybean growing state. I did not know that. But Iowa, Nebraska, Minnesota also large producers. Trump and Chinese President Xi Jinping are expected to meet on the sidelines at the annual summit of the Asia Pacific Economic Cooperation Grouping to be held at the end of October in South Korea. In Trump's first trade war with China, he gave American farmers more than $22 billion in aid payments in 2019 and nearly $46 billion in 2020, though the latter also included aid related to the COVID pandemic. Caleb Ragland, a Kentucky farmer who serves as president of the American Soybean Association, welcomed Trump's acknowledgement of the difficulties faced by farmers. He said actions are needed to prevent many farmers from going out of business. Amen. Before the trade wars, farmers were already pinched by high costs and low crop prices. Then their biggest customer vanished. It's just unfortunate that we're being used as a bargaining chip in this trade war. That's not our own doing. He said time is running out for the two governments to strike a deal. However, China has already ordered soybeans from countries such as Brazil, and Argentina for deliveries through December. And if there's no soybean deal soon, China could skip the U.S. entirely. If they get another couple of months, they're into a new crop, soybeans in Brazil and Argentina. They're going to bypass us altogether if we're not careful, Ragland said. So, take care of the farmers, absolutely. And this could be devastating to them. So that's part of that deal. When you go battle rattle in the trade wars, sometimes you get some things you don't want. And that's the give and take, the yin and the yang, and all of that that goes on. So just a little bit about a little touch of news there. SVG won the Roval for yesterday. Some other drivers got knocked out. I know Dean was giving me a hard time. If you listen, Dean, I heard you loud and clear. He gives me a hard time about being on the Bubba train, Bubba Wallace. I just figured it's about time that he stepped forward because I'm really not a Bubba fan. But he said, get off. He's out of the playoffs, so I can't get back on the Bubba train. Playoffs continue, and NASCAR. A lot of good football over the weekend. Some couple of shockers. Texas didn't get it done. Texas. And Vanderbilt, very honorable game against Bama. Very honorable game. You did a good job. And, there were some good games. Georgia gets it done versus Kentucky. Not a big surprise. Although once you've lost a game, you're kind of wondering what's going to happen with your team. You're just wondering about that. Let's look at some birthdays for today on this October the 6th, 2025. Bronny James, LeBron's boy, 21 years old. I bet LeBron feels even older today. His son is 21. Mine are far past 21. So there's not any more of that left for me. Now it's grandkids that are soon be turning 21. Not that far away, really. Let's see if there's any others. I don't get into the TikTok stars and all that. I'm not, no disrespect intended, but I don't know them as well. And let's see if we can find anybody else. It's not really a heavy day for birthdays in the entertainment world. TV actor Matt Cornett is 26. And that's about it. Very, very light day, really. If you look at it, I'm trying to think there might be one more here, but I don't see it. Elizabeth Shue, I do know her. I'm an actress, 61 years old today. If it is your birthday today, happy birthday to you. Oh, yeah, Trevor Lawrence is 25. The grand old age of 25. Seems like he's been playing forever. From right here in Georgia, by way of Clemson, and to the NFL, Jacksonville. And happy 25th birthday to you. He probably feels like he's over the hill a little bit in football because the young ones come along all the time. But he's had a decent career. It's not been great. He's had his ups and his downs. Had a great college career and making his way in the NFL. It's tough to get to the top, as they say. Oh, you got to rock and roll all the way to the top, as AC/DC said. So there's a little bit of that. We've had some rainy weather across the south a little bits of rain here and there. I think that's still in the forecast. Just looking across the southeast, weather's a little bit cooler across the region, and so I'm liking it. I like these cooler temperatures, and it getting down to the 50s now. It won't be much longer before we'll be having some 40s and 30s. I mean, those are coming. The 40s will come obviously first, but as we inch down a little bit, the daytimes are going to be really nice. Low 70s or high 60s, dropping down into the upper 40s, low 50s at night. I'm on board. Now that if it could stay about like that for a big part of the year, I'd be happy. I like that kind of weather. That's good. I know you got to freeze out them bugs and all that, and you need your hot temperatures. I get it, but we've got to make some change, but I don't like extreme cold or extreme heat. I don't think most people do. So there are some people that like that. They like to have those things. They just flourish under really hot, extreme hot weather, or they just like really cold. To each his own, I guess. That's not really for me. Good morning to you coming in on Instagram. Some of you I can't see, when you come in, just depending on how we have it set up in here. I don't see your name. Instagram I do, but we do appreciate those that are making their way in this morning. Rob is not here this morning, doctor's appointment. Pray for him. Longer travel time. So not here with us on this Monday. Maybe back tonight. Depends on how long the day goes. When you go longer and you just tired. So we get tired. We get a little bit older, and you get tired, and you don't feel like sitting in front of people. You go to bed. So he's going to try. So we may see him tonight. We may not. Not sure. For Mama Said, which will go off at 8 bells Eastern Standard Time with Miss Elizabeth. We had some nice videos over the weekend that we were able to make in the town of Ringgold. We've been doing some Main Street USA, me and Paul Putnam, an old friend with the Ascending Financial Group, so sponsoring that. And so we're doing a lot of different videos. We've got one more week of doing some sites around Ringgold. We may still be coming live from there some, but we're going to do some. We're talking about doing a Saturday morning live for a little bit because we just sit and talk and over coffee. And we're like, this is really good, really good stuff to put out, So we may do that and talk to the man on the street. A little bit different setup for us. Out of studio, on the street, going live. We're trying to work out the details. It may be a disaster. We don't get the Wi-Fi right, but there'll be background noises and the whole thing. You'll get a little bit different view than from, it'll be like going back to the festivals, but that's the idea. We ran into some people from Brunswick, Georgia last week and headed back home. They've been in town, tourists, or maybe they had family there. I know not, but really nice folks. And I tried to tell them about Rob living in the South Georgia, and when I told him where he lived, the lady goes, they said, that's not South, that's West. Okay, I'm not going to argue the fact. Your Brunswick people coming down hard on you, man. That's not South Georgia for them. They don't count you. It's like they are a little deeper. I mean, they are a little more south, I guess. I don't know. Brunswick's a little bit. If you look at the map, I don't know. I'd have to look at that. Maybe it does. They calling you out, man. I might have to bring that up to him. It was a lady. She was like, "Oh, that's not south. That's east or west." I think she said east and kind of, but that was west. That's just West Georgia. I was like, okay. The funny moment. Wish I'd had that on camera. But we're making these spots, and we were in the antique store there with John, and you can see the video for that. But he's got that ministry. I don't have the card in the studio yet. I'm gonna make a card for it. A fantastic ministry, Thy Kingdom Come Inc., where they offer help for children 2 and under who have passed away, to help with if people can't afford and need help for headstones or even the burial cost. They will offer some assistance. So you have to contact them, negotiate that, what that would be. They'd love to do all children, but it's expensive. But hey, if we bring them some attention, maybe the money will be there that they can help even more. They're very moved and very passionate about this. There's some gifts down there in their store that all funds go to. I'm going to be going back in the store. I saw a couple things that I want, and I'm going to buy a couple of the things that are on that shelf that I like, that look good. His wife makes them. It takes a lot of time out of her busy schedule to do that. It's her passion, because I want them and because I know it's going for a good cause. So try to be back down there Saturday. I'm going to try to pop in there before I head home that morning and get a couple things off of that shelf. Absolutely. That's an honorable ministry. And I appreciate it. Thy Kingdom Come. And we're going to have a card up. We're going to make it. I just haven't it's been a busy weekend. A lot of things with church and all. I didn't even bring it out of the car. I left my bag in the car, and I've got to bring it to the studio today when I get home. So, plus I was having my truck fixed. It ever throws you off when you have things in your wife's car and you're switching things back and forth? That just throws me off. So the truck is back on the road again. I had a couple of little things had to change out. Nothing too major. But nowadays at the parts store, everything's major. Used to be you'd go in, think, oh, that's a high dollar item. Then you could go there and go, well, that's not expensive. Nowadays it's like, wow, prices have jumped so much on car parts. even the cheap ones. What is cheap anymore? I don't even know what cheap is. You look at, well, they've got this one for $89.99, and they've got the next one up is like 99 or 109. And it's like, well, even the cheap one that used to go, well, I can get by for a couple years with this cheap one until I can afford the bigger one. No, no, no. They just gouge you right up. I mean, straight up and down on that. And Lord help if your battery goes out. I mean, if your battery goes out, I mean, you're like making a donation for, to give away a future kid or something. That is crazy what those batteries are going for. So absolute crazy. I mean, they're very expensive. You can find some. I mean, we used to go in and buy these things all day long for 50, $60, even cheaper, $29.99. But not anymore. They are very, very expensive. And winter's coming, and that cold snap it'll get some of them every time. You get one of those really hard days where the temperature really drives down. It'd be good to invest in some sort of a warmer for your hood, under your hood, if you know something like that's coming, because it'll snap themselves every single time you get up and you're just like dead bad. You're like, oh man, and it always hits you at a time where it's it's never a good time, but it's the money is not really there. You're like, oh my goodness, you got to make a decision on battery or eating or something. We might be taking a ride for a couple of days to the old workplace. You're like, what in the world is happening here? So that's tough. Don't forget, folks, that we're brought to you by the Southern Fried Coffees. The Southern Fried Coffees. Hey, I made my order. I made another order. I've been telling you I was going to do that. The wife actually brought it up on it was yesterday or Saturday one. I don't remember. And she said, well, she wanted to order me some of the single serve. We can't use that K letter. That is a protected letter. Single-use cups. Single-use cups, they're kind of called. And I've been wanting to try some Ethiopian brand anyway that we have, which is not on the screen. And so I've made my order, and I just love it. They don't brew this stuff up till your order goes in. So when you get an order, it's got to be off of a fresh batch. And that's why it could take 2 or 3 days before it ever ships from there, because they're brewing this and putting it in the packaging and sending it out fresh. And it's so nice to be able to make that order and know that because I live in the United States, the continental United States. I'm not I'm not in Alaska or Hawaii or some foreign country. And you can still get it there, but you have to pay for shipping. The shipping in the continental United States is paid, and so when you make that order, I'll get a notification from Shopify, and then they will update me and you on when those orders are going out. I get updates as well on where the order status is and where those orders are going. But I'm telling you, these are really good coffees. I'm just about out in the studio. That's why I needed some more. So if you're going for a 12 ounce, almost all those, there might be one that's not. Almost all those are under $20. So you go and look at other mail order coffees, and you'll find that is a heck of a deal. And even if they're close, they're hitting you for the shipping. Their margins are marked up a little higher. We kept that bottom end as close as we could because we knew that was going to be the one people order the most. And you get up a little bit more. We expanded the profit margin just a little bit more. We figure if you're going to pay that much more, then we can probably go a little bit more. We kept it very narrow. So we have to have volume. And we're not doing volume yet. So it's new. It's a new thing. But and you can become a monthly or weekly subscriber. Now, I don't know if you're drinking that much coffee. Wow, that's cool. But you can go weekly, every 2 weeks, or monthly. And I'm gonna be doing that for myself. I'm just going to get on a schedule. I don't have to order all the time. I'm just trying to decide. It's probably going to be one of those morning blends. I'll do that way, and then I'll order in another type just to be trying them and keep a variation in the studio. But I love it. It's such an easy process, And when you go in there for the first time, you're going to get another 5% discount as a first time purchaser. And so we tried our best. I mean, it's the margin is very thin, I promise you, because we're eating the shipping on that. But we know times are tough, and we want you to get the product in your hand. We want you to experience it, and we want you to really like that and become a return customer. And for us, that's where the benefit will come in as you continue to make purchases on the SFP coffees and become part of our family. We're giving you a deal, and you get a great product in your in our family, and we want to treat our family right. We agonized over these, and we may have to bump them. We got a new price list in, and I looked at it, and I didn't see much of anything but about a 50-cent change on some of them. We didn't change anything. I just left it. We'll have to just look at that. Things do go up, and we'll inch it up if we have to. But our goal is to keep that 12 ounce underneath $20 with the shipping included in the continental United States as long as we can. So that's the way things go, folks. We'll do what we can. You can't pay for people to take it, and you have to get some kind of profit, or why even in business. So there's a cost to the shipping and the packaging and all that, and you have to clear all that stuff. So you have to have those things built in. That's just business. But I promise you, they're good coffees, and everything I've tried has been excellento. And I'm looking forward to trying this Ethiopian blend. I'm looking forward to that. There's a bunch of blends. I've got to look. I don't know if I saw every blend on the website that we got offered through our vendor, but I believe I'm gonna go check that out and make sure and talk with them and make sure that we're getting. And we have teas as well. I think there's 8 teas, and we do have a decaf option on some of them. Not every coffee has a single serve option, but many of them do. There are quite a few that do. You can also get a sample pack that has, I think it's 6 or 8 different blends. I want to say 6. Try the blends out, order the sample pack. That is slightly over $20 because you're getting some extra coffee there that they put in there. So it comes out a little bit more than the 12 ounces, I believe. So I think those sample packs are 22 or 24, but even still, the shipping is still included. So you're still coming out ahead. There's a couple of coffee vendors I like, and I order it in. But by the time I've gotten a discount for a promo code, and you add that shipping back in, I'm a 30 or more. So it's a heck of a deal, and it's a huge market, a lot of coffee suppliers, a lot of coffee buyers, and it's a tough market. So we're putting ourselves in a good position as more people know about the Southern Fried, that if they're looking for something, we have a merch store, and we got to be adding to that soon. The merchandise and our Printful store and our Shopify. I've got to get that up. There's only one design there right now, but we're trying to get all these things tied together and out there for you. So we're working on that this week. I want to get some designs up in the Threadless store, and also our affiliates, which is Patriot Mobile, promo code Cornbread. Absolutely. Make the switch today. W Energy drinks, no crashes, no sugar added, no feeling like your head is itching. I mean, it's great, smooth, great flavors, fun company. Promo code Southern Fried. We have a QR code for our Mammoth Nation, and use that QR code, and you will get discounts that are going to pay you back really quickly. And as you order, as you become a member, rather, you help the Southern Fried as you become a monthly supporter or something like that. There's the W Energy drinks. And then, of course, we mentioned on this slide, we do have the Patriot Mobile. You can see our Podbean affiliation. And I meant to go Podbean live this morning. I didn't. Shame on me. I'll upload the program to Podbean, but I meant to go live. Things in my mind. Then Paywirl is new to us. If you run a small company, Paywirl, use that QR code. They'll take care of the invoicing for you. Very affordable rates. I've seen them. Very, very, very affordable rates. And you can like that. And then a monthly supporter of the podcast. QR code for that. So we have folks that choose that, a little as $3 a month. Some call it buy a coffee, but we can just call it month support. There's different levels, different badges to be had. And so there's different ways you can support the Southern Fried. And they're very, very, very affordable. And it just gets poured back into the podcast and helps us stay on track and getting new things. Things tear up. You want new things, more gear. You're always looking to add to and get more and better and upgrades, and those things cost. So I'm fixing to upgrade my second camera in the studio. The one I have is serviceable, but it was never meant to be a long-term thing. And for guests, it doesn't have the clarity that this one has. I'll be buying this one. That's about a $60+ over the cost of that one. It's still a good camera, and I'll still use it. And probably on remotes and stuff, I'll use it as a second camera. But I want to upgrade for my guests. We're going to build a little booth just for my guests in here, so we can add them a dedicated mic. We talked about that the other day. So it's all those little things like that you add in, that you want to add value to what you're doing. Things break. You snap headphones. I snapped mine the other day. Thankfully, they're great headphones, but they're not really high expensive. I forget what I paid for them, but I have 3 in the studio. I can still use that one, but I'm going to have to doctor it up. It needs some attention. They snap. They don't make them like they used to. Microphones go out. This has been a good microphone that I've had. I've really enjoyed that. I've had a couple others. They've been great microphones, and they went out. Bam, bam. And then somebody goes, "Hey, I can't hardly hear you." You're like, "Oh." I tried to do tests on that beforehand. But well, let's look at Monday Blues. Monday Blues. I mentioned it. Get the second hour or the second part of the hour of the program. Let's look at Monday Blues. If you got to go to work today, you're already there. Some things about Mondays. My allergies are still wonderfully having fun with my throat. So I'm sorry to drink in front of you something, but I have to. So one of the things you look at when you look at Monday Blues, they call it the weekend hangover. And switching from the freedom of your Saturday and Sunday to a structured work week messes with your brain's rhythm. They call it the jet lag without travel. So if you're going in today on Monday, you are experiencing a form of jet lag. It absolutely is there because your brain has gotten used to the schedule that you're having over the weekend, and you're like, okay, Mondays I hate. I'm just dragging. Well, that's partly why. You literally are dragging because you have a form of jet lag. Sleep disruption. Number 2, sleep disruption. Late weekend nights. Sometimes we're staying up later. We sleep later. So your irregular sleep schedules throw off your body clock. So when Monday comes and that alarm goes off, you've got that groggy feeling. You're like hitting the snooze. It's like, oh, I don't want to get up. Well, there's a physical reason for that. You have thrown off your body clock with the late night or all-nighters or sleeping in late on Saturday or Sunday morning. Not everybody can do that, but for those that do, Mondays can become very much tougher because you have changed your sleep patterns. And for some people, your sleep pattern may be messed up anyway. Maybe you can't sleep well, and it can be it can be disruptive. And Americans don't get enough sleep. That's a fact. I do my own internal polling with everybody that we hire in our company, and I think it's only 3 or 4 times in years that I have done this. Think about what I just said. A handful of people weekly, 3 or 4 times over the last several years. Has anybody ever said I get 8 hours of sleep or more a night? If I had to put a number on it, I would say it's 4.5 to 5. 4.5 to 5. There are some a little above that. They're your 6 or 6.5, and that's really for the people above it. That's really the upper end. There till you get the outliers that are 8 hours, and those that are less, it's 2 to 3 hours a night. But they'll have a crash day, which really doesn't help you because you can't catch up on all that in one day. But about every 3 weeks or so, they'll have a crash day where they just sleep for a crazy amount of time. That's what they tell me. This is their informal study. It's not scientific. This is just what they tell me. People of all age groups, demographics, and everything. Workload anxiety. You dread the work that's waiting on you. There is emails, tasks, meetings. So on Sunday, you feel like the countdown. It's like the clock. Every time it switches, it's like, boom. It's like it's like, oh, we're getting closer to Monday. And so it's an anxiety that comes with that. I experienced this at one time. I had a really hard, not today. I mean, you think about it, like I know I've got emails and stuff to hit right away. Got to check that calendar, make sure I'm supposed to be. And I try to check up the weekend too because I'm a manager. So if it's something really big, they will text me. But I try to stay up to date and sometimes answer a few on the weekend. But I don't like to do that a lot because you need to take that step away. And if it's an emergency, they're going to contact you anyway. So, but some people enjoy that. I try to have a separation. I try as often as I can because I think it's important. Like vacation, if you take some people are just so into their work, they just can't walk away from it. I get it, but there's an anxiety that comes with that. Um, there is they call it the social media comparison people do on weekends. They scroll through their social media, and some people are just living the high life. Like there's no real. They don't have to get up on Monday morning. We'll say they've got like this life they've already retired, or they've already they've kind of made it, and things are running itself, and they don't have a Monday. Their Monday morning is going out and just having a relaxing day, shopping, moving around, whatever, lounging. And so some people see that and they're like, oh, I wish I had their life, So it's kind of a comparison. I wish I was like them, kind of thing. Not everybody does that, but there are people that do it. Decision fatigue, they call it. Decision fatigue. After a weekend of chilling, diving into a day full of choices, work, meals, priorities can feel overwhelming right out of the gate. Decisions. Do I take my lunch? Do I buy my lunch? Do I, what do I need to do today? What all do I want to do? What is a priority list? And if you look at any kind of workplace time maintenance sort of classes, they will always tell you, you got to watch your time stealers, the phone calls, the text, even email, and you put things in quadrants, in different quadrants of priority, and you stay on track on the things that are hot. You just got to get those done. Some people have a hard time making decisions like that. It fatigues them. They're really easily distracted. They're probably a little bit ADHD or something like that. The noise, we'll call it, the white noise from people interrupting them or whatever, that just fatigues them down. And you're trying to make decisions, and new things get added to your plate on a Monday. There's always something added on a Monday. Somebody's wanting something, needing something for the weekend, or there's just something you wasn't expecting. So there's always those things added in, and maybe you've already got it kind of plotted out in your head. Next thing you know, somebody serves you up some to-dos, and you're like, oh, the plan just got thrown up and torn up. So decision fatigue, I get that one. Physical slump. Now, some people spend the weekend doing really good. They'll work out, they'll maintain their walking, whatever it is. But some people get into slumps over the weekend. They overeat, drink, couch potato, just really watch a lot of TV, football. That's a big one. And the body can be feeling sluggish because you've sort of, just throwed her into low gear, and the body goes, okay, let's do it. And so all of a sudden it's Monday and you got to get up, boom, 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 going. Now, this morning for me is not as busy because fall break. So usually I'm dropping kids off at school. So my mind, sometimes even on the show, my mind is racing. This morning's a little more easing in. So today is easier for me. It's Monday. Rob let me know he wasn't going to be here. So that was the first thing, I had the decision. Okay, I'm not going to have Rob. So making sure I'm where I need to be, because, no backup. You're there, and we each have had to be out before. So you're kind of plotting that in your brain. But this morning I don't have to 5 or 6 kids waiting at the door, waiting at the truck going, let's go, Papa, or Papa. So no school today. So when I ease out of here, I'm going to grab my lunch, which I did grab some leftovers from the soup we had yesterday, and going to ease to work. Probably grab me a little biscuit or something on the way. Not the best for you, but I will ease on to work. And so this Monday, it's not the slam jam, thank you, ma'am. It just in your face. You got your game face on because you got to hit it. It's still Monday. You got to get a little amped up for it, right? So you do feel that. Routine shock. Number 7, going from relaxed, self-paced days to a rigid schedule of commutes, deadlines, or early meetings is a harsh pivot. It is. Sometimes there's a very early Monday morning meeting. It's one of those, it's not just meetings are meetings, and some are a little more important than others, but you may have something that's really big going on a Monday morning. And you're like, oh, first thing, 8 bells or 8:15 or 8:30, no easing in, no coffee or two as you get to work. You're right into work. Boom, it's there, and people are going to be hitting you up for things that you need. So you have to really amp up. You have to get yourself really ready for that. Whatever your morning is, because it's the people from the weekend. They've got things, or it's a new work day. It's a new week. Lots of stuff's going on. Number 8 is mental gear shift. Your brain's been in leisure mode, so tackling complex tasks, right? You're really being stretched now. You've got to think about critical numbers, things you've got to produce, tie something together, a new task that your manager gives you. So tackling complex tasks or problem solving on Monday feels like starting a cold engine. Oh yeah, you come out, the grass is crunchy. You walk to the car, door would open, and it's like wah 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 wah. That's kind of the way it feels on a Monday. I get that one too. Your brain is sort of it's just been this nice, flowing, relaxful weekend, filled with laughter and leisure and whatever. And maybe you read, maybe you fed your soul that way, or the balance of your life, church, absolutely. And then Monday, boom. So you feel this social expectation it leads into, which is a part of it, with the pressure to be on. I have to be engaged, and I have to be on as soon as I hit that door, as soon as I get to work, maybe before I get to work, maybe phone calls are even coming in earlier. I've got to be on, which means you got coworkers, right? Some people are not morning people. They're not Monday morning people either. And so you've got people that are meeting you, and they expect you to be, hey, how's it going? It's Monday. Yes, it's going to have a great week. Let's have a great Monday. And maybe they're not happy, but they expect you to be happy. So they want to hear answers. Help, and do it with a smile. I got a problem. Oh, not a problem. And they don't want to hear that. They want, what you got? Let's go. Let's get it. So it can be draining. Social expectations. Let's see here. When we go into a few others here, the bed is very clingy on a Monday. It feels like it doesn't want to let you go. The alarm is screaming. And you've hit snooze. How many times on a Monday? At least 10, probably. Certainly at least 5 or 6. You've hit that snooze button. It doesn't get any easier. And that time just flies by. And the later it gets, it's like boom, boom. It takes you just as much time to get ready. So if you do that, then you're pushing late. Things that you didn't get ready over the weekend for Monday morning. And you think, I'll do it in the morning. I'll get up in time. But you hit that snooze 12 times, and now it's like, oh. And then your kiddo goes, hey, we were supposed to stop by the store and get me that last thing I needed for the project. You're like, oh, I forgot about that. No. Or I have to have this thing. It's blue day, and we didn't have anything blue. I've got to have this, or glue, or whatever it is. You're like, it feels like an invasion of time stealers have landed on your planet. They're like, we're going to just blow up your Monday big time. Your coffee maker quits on Mondays. You get up and there's no coffee. Like, oh no, the coffee maker, I didn't set it right. Everything's plugged in, but it's not working, or it's just, what happened? It's not there. And you're left with no coffee to start your morning for the coffee drinkers in the crowd. Absolutely. How about this one? You go in on Monday morning, and all your coworkers act like they forgot how to be human. Good morning. What was that? Yeah, Monday. Yeah. Could you please shut that door? Do you have to talk so loud? What do you want? They're just not nice. They haven't woke up. It's going to take 10:30, 11 o'clock before they can even muster a good morning. It's like, you say good morning, and it's like, I'm melting. I'm melting. Oh, your emails look like your inbox looks like it partied harder than you did now, and it's vomiting emails. They're coming at you left and right. You're sitting on a Monday, you're going through the 50, 60, 150, whatever it is, and all of a sudden your email starts going ding, 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 ding. It's like, what is this? Somebody decided on Monday morning to start sending a whole bunch of invitations, meeting schedules. They're happy about Monday. Oh, it's Monday. Let's go to work. And they're just ding, ding, ding. Yeah, let's get them all. Carpet bomb. The commute on Mondays can sometimes feel like you're in a Mad Max movie. People are cutting you off, flipping you off. This a little lady or a little old man, and you're stuck behind them on this road that you can't pass, and they're doing about 30, and you're like, I'm going to be late. And it's like the most stressful, draining thing. It's like, oh, I don't want to blow at them. They're old, but it's hard. You know, you're tempted. It's like, why don't they pull over? Why do they have to choose this morning to go down this road at this time? Or you might be thinking, why did they choose to even be born? I guarantee you it's went through your mind. You've said, they should have their license pulled. If they can't drive fast enough for the highway, it's time to take their license. Absolutely. Or some dude or lady is at the red light and they're playing on their social media, light turns. You're like, let's go. That's a Monday. It happens all the time, but I guarantee it happened on a Monday. The office printer decides it's allergic to paper, jamming like it's got a personal vendetta. You got a meeting. You got an early meeting. You're like, I got just enough time after the slow dude who looked like he was 90, dribbling on his shirt. I finally got by him, and I had to stop for school buses, school zones. I'm just enough time. Dash in the parking lot, run to the office. I've got that thing I got to print out for that meeting. I should have done it on Friday, but I forgot about it. You go to print, the printer decides to jam up, or it's out of paper because nobody replaced the paper. There's no paper. It's empty. It's like, no. And I've done it. And you're looking for something that's already printed. You can flip over and use the other side. I've done it. You're like, it's a conspiracy. They're out to get me. You forget that Monday was filled with several meetings. You're thinking that was Tuesday. You didn't pay attention on Friday. It's like, wait a minute, I've got that meeting today. Oh, wait a minute, I've got 3 meetings today. Oh, I need that to catch up. I ain't got time now. So you're in the meeting trying to do multitask. What was that? Oh, yes, I'm listening. You're like over here, like crunch. And before you know it, it's lunch, and you're like, oh, I'm working lunch. I'm going to snack on chips or something, or forget all your coworkers. Are you going out? No, I got to work. And they're like, dedication. You're like, no, I'm buying. So, and speaking of time stealers, it's the day that some dudes just wanting to goof off, and you're trying to get some work done, and they come and you hear that knock on their door, and it's one of those knocks. It's like, oh, it's that person. Do I look up? And you look up, and you're like, oh, it is. It's the person who talks forever. They talk about nothing. They have no life, but they want to sit here and just it's awkward, and they want to talk to you, but they want you to do all the talking. And you're like, hey, how's it going? Well, and by the way, they hate their life. Well, I'm alive. And you're like, and you're like, well, did you have a good weekend? No, I didn't. And then there's awkward silence, and they look at you and they go, can Well, how was your weekend? Well, went by really fast. I got a little work to do, and they go, work. Yeah, work. I don't even feel like working today. And it just take and steal your time. Drives you crazy. Celtic blacksmith. I can't wait to retire so I can go out driving 10 miles under the speed limit during the morning rush. I get those people every day, dude. Or it's the bicyclist, which they tell me has the same rights on the road as I do. And you're like, what the heck? A bicycle can't go as fast as I'm going. You idiots, get out of the way. Morning, I'm late. I got you, man. I feel you. I swear, man. It's like I read through these. I was like, oh, yeah. It's like sometimes I'm running late for church. Something we dragged up, or it's just some things we didn't run to. It takes my wife a little longer now, bless her heart. And sometimes it takes me longer. And my wife will say, can we stop and get? And you're like, we didn't plan this in. Like, we have no time. My wife is looking at you like, I got to have my coffee. You're like, oh, okay, hurry. And then that's the other one. You get in the store and some freak is buying $180 worth of lottery tickets. And here's the kicker. That's okay. It sucks, but that's okay. Here's the problem. They don't know what they want. It's like, is people winning on number 10? You're like, just buy some lottery tickets. I could see how I see how people explode, and they're oblivious that people are behind them. And you're holding your stuff, and you're like looking at your clock, and you're trying to be calm and patient, counting the tiles on the ceiling or something, and they're going, "How's Jeannie doing?" And some mythical character you could care less about that they know. They'll go, "Jeannie? Oh, well, I hadn't seen her in a while. But, the last time I saw her, she was struggling." And you're like, I don't care about Jenny. Right now, I hate Jenny. I don't even know Jenny. I wish Jenny was not even on this planet right now. And it's attempting to go, Jenny's fine. Jenny's okay. Could you just buy your stuff? And then, get this one. They got to put the little bit of money perfectly back in where it goes. I had an argument with someone the other day. Said, "Oh, you got to put your money back where it goes. That's how you stay organized." Organizing the car. Everything has to be perfect in its little. And you're sitting here like, can we just go? And you got one clerk, you got 3 running around. Nobody's got the other rest open. Oh, that one gets me. Celtic loathe bicyclists. They're always the most self-centered weenies. They are. And they're giving their little signals. And they're blocking you all over the road. You're like, get out of the way. Is it worth doing the 5 years? You're thinking 5 years in jail or deal with this guy for another 10 minutes. I'm just joking, folks. But you do think about it like, God. I was going to work one morning. It's not even daylight. There's no traffic. I was going to a little donut shop. And I went to turn. And there's a guy on a bicycle. He's on the sidewalk. And I go to turn in. And that particular, it's Mr. Do-Gooder. And I was turning. There was no traffic. Nothing. And I was turning where there's not a turning lane. I just did it. And the guy stops. And he's like pointing at me like, you're breaking the law. And I stopped. I'm looking at him. He's just, wow, I couldn't even hear what he was saying. I had them, I had Van Halen cranked up or something on the radio. And I'm looking at him. I'm like, and he's some little nerdy looking dude. And you're like, shut up and go on. Okay. You're not my commander here. I broke the law. Do something about it. Who cares? I was just like, get out of here, man. He goes down. He's riding down the sidewalk, looking back, pointing at me like, "Na na 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 boo boo." Yes, if you're going to use the bike lane, maybe we should. Oh, but they want to be special, so they plop themselves right in the middle of the regular lane. Yes, I'm a bicyclist. I'm comfortable in my morning making everybody go slow routine. Oh, it's a beautiful day as I cycle in my tight shorts that really don't fit me because I'm a chunker, and my banana seat, which you can't see because I'm so fat. I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't say it, but I did. Oops. I'm telling myself I've done the lotto thing up. I love it, Kenneth. Oh, man. There's all this crap that happens early in the morning. It's like the pump won't work. And you're like, hey, turn it on. What's up? Oh, you're wanting to use the gas pump? Oh, let me turn that on for you. Oh. Some ladies come in with 5 kids and they're all wanting something. And she's going, no, Johnny, you can't have that candy. Well, maybe one of the things. See how expensive they are. I mean, there's been times I want to just buy somebody something so they get out of the way. Why are the most common wearers of tight clothes so often not good looking in tight clothes? Hey, you got to know your body. You got to know what looks good on you. That's what mirrors are for. You need that floor to ceiling mirror. I mean, get the full, do the turn, mirrors around you so you can look behind you and see how your tail looks. And I mean, some things just don't look good. Some things are not going to look good on me. In fact, most things are not good on me. I covered up. That's a nice thing early in the morning, right? Oh man, it's like it's a conspiracy that is out to get you early in the morning. There's all detours, road construction. You're at an intersection, and the guys decide at that very moment, we're going to cut a hole across the road, and you're sitting for 5-10 minutes while this guy's got the asphalt cutter and the guy's sitting there wetting it down, or they're not. They're breaking the law, that OSHA rule, and they've got dust smoke going everywhere, and you're rolling your windows up, trying not to suck in the silicon dust. And the guy, you're hollering, you're supposed to wet it down. Maybe that's just me, the safety guy, and they're just grinding, and all of a sudden it stops right in the middle of the road. The guy's like, it can't be. It just can't be. It's a conspiracy to get me. It can't be. And you got 8 other guys that are standing around holding the tools. They're leaning up against the trucks. They're playing with their phones. And this one guy, he looks like it's always the youngest guy on the crew. That's who they make do it anyway. The guy ain't been there but a month, and he don't know how to operate the thing right. And he's stuck, and they're trying to give him commands from the side, and you're going, you want to get out and help the guy. Like, let me throw this out of the way for you. This looks good over here. Hey, God bless tourists. They like to get out early on a Monday too, and they don't know your city. So they're turning the wrong way, or they're trying to look at their GPS. They just stop in the middle of the road like, I think that's the road. You can see them pointing like to a map or something. And like, you're in a hurry. They're the ones at the gas station. Excuse me, sir. Do you know where? Oh, it's a delivery driver. I get this all the time. Do you know where Belt Street is? No, I don't know. Well, you live here, don't you? Well, my God, that don't mean I know every street. They get mad at you. It's your fault. Well, and they tell you their whole deal. Well, I've got to make this delivery. I got to be there at 8 o'clock. It's almost 8. You're thinking, I know. I got to get to work. And they're going, I've been riding around for 30 minutes. I can't find it. It's supposed to be according to map. That's supposed to be Belt Street. And you're like, well, obviously it's not. I'm sorry, I can't help you, bro. I don't know the roads around here. I'm new here myself. You lie. Oh man. Now I'm going to go out this morning, headed to work, and this nice, easy day, I'm going to run into all this crap. That's what's going to happen. I'll have a story or two to tell. Oh, man. I think we can all feel it. The Monday blues. Well, don't let it drag you down. The good thing about Monday mornings is it does end. There is Monday afternoon. And once you kind of get through the Monday, Tuesday's not so bad. And then, you know, as you go deeper in the week, the weekend starts looking better again. So just take it on and save those stories and bring them to the Southern Fried. I'd like to hear your Monday morning crapola. Here's one more for you before I go. Not being mean, folks, but you go to the store and they're serving you, but they don't know how to speak English. And they're like, I don't know what you're saying, dude. I don't know. All I know is I want to buy this coffee and this Danish, and I want $10 of gasola. That's all I want. Just, can we do that? At that point, you're ready to pay over the market price. Will 5 cover it? Here, I'm gone. Or if my gas 20, keep the change, brother. Oh, man. That's the life we live, folks. It's Monday. Embrace it. Hug it. Oh, just go out there and, Steve, just enjoy that 10-mile-an-hour under the speed limit person this morning. You're probably at work by now. Steve's coming on 2 wheels. He's getting out of the truck. He's headed in to get clocked in. Y'all have a great day. God bless you. Kenneth, take care, my friend. We got to get together in the next week. I'd like to do a show. Just catch up, man. You're good folk. It don't even have to be about anything special. It's just to be life, man. I think you're good on screen. We had fun. I'd like to have you up, man, and we'll do something this week if it's possible. Whatever your schedule will fit, we'll make it work, man. And Steve is up often. Go follow the Half Pine Forge and Half Pine Forge live. He is awesome. I don't know. He said he was going to stream yesterday. I don't know if he did. Excuse me, allergies. So I don't know if he did, but if he did, I'll go back and I have to go back and check because I really did want to watch. Don't forget, Mama said tonight, 8 bells. Miss Elizabeth for sure, hopefully for sure, and Robert maybe. It's going to depend on when he gets in from docks. So long travel all the way over to Albany, and there and back. So a little bit of a journey, and maybe they're away. You know how it is. They get you there and they keep you forever. So shout out to everybody. Yeah, Kenneth, man, have a blessed day. You've got my email. Let's just communicate back and forth, and we'll figure out something that works well for you. Hopefully it's in this week. If not, look into the next week. I don't want to make it a hardship for you, but just something that we can sit and get on. We'll talk about whatever, man. We'll just cover a wide range of. It don't matter. I think it's just you're good to be on the air with, and we'll have some fun. And so we might even drag Steve up if it's not one of those nights. I think I like for you to meet Steve, but we'll have some fun. And y'all pray for Rob today and his journey, and all the other folks. Jerry Barrett, who's still at Emory Hospital. Jerry, I don't know if you can hear me this morning, man. We're praying for you, man. You hang in there, fight the good fight. I know you are. You hopefully everything's medicines are helping you. You're getting there, and just a lot of folks are thinking about Scotty, salvation for him, our friend at the store that asked us to remember the brother. And if I don't think Scotty's listening, but if he is, you know what, your brother cares about you. And that's awesome that he cares about you that way. And remember the little ministry, Thy Kingdom Come, Inc. They take money and help people who don't have can't afford to bury their 2 or under or headstones. And they're there to help. They want to help. And we're going to get the news up on that so people can give. It's a 501(c)(3). You could get the tax credit and all that on it. So we're going to have more about that, hopefully about tonight. Have a great day out there. Happy Monday. We go out with some music. We'll do something a little kickier as we go out after we've thought about all this. This is for your people that get in your way. Let's go.
Mud on your boots, dirt on your hands, fight in your eye. the stage is gone, when the debts ain't paid. Just how big a boy are you when the chips fall, when the fish fly? Just how big a boy are you when the truth comes, when the lies die? Big talk ain't the weight you carry. Down truck in a no-name town, dust on your tongue, rain won't come down. What's the measure of a man with nothing to show? When the wind cuts deep, when the seeds don't grow. Just how big a boy are you when the walls crack, when the earth shakes? How big a boy don't mean a thing at all. You can puff your chest, you can raise your chin, but the mirror don't care about the fire within. How far will you go? How much will you lose when it's blood for blood and you gotta choose? Just how big a boy are you when the time